Hi guys, RTBro here, and I'm going to explain to you as to why HBAR is my second largest holding, and I am incredibly bullish on the potential of this coin. Now I'm going to do this with charts and just showing you guys how bullish it is and how much potential we have to just absolutely explode and take over the market. So as you guys see right here, HBAR is my number two. I currently have about 10.6% of my portfolio as HBAR. All right, that's how incredibly bullish I am. So I'm not just someone who's talking about it. I am an investor, and I am in this for the long run. So let's go ahead and look at coin market cap, see where we're at. Everything on here is listed in order by market cap, and HBAR is way down here at, find it, I think it was like 56, 53. There we go. So we have $1.8 billion in this market. Now, if you compare that to some of the larger coins, you guys can see how much room we have to run. So to get to Dogecoin's current amount, we have to go about 20x from here. If we want to get to Ethereum's amount, we have to go about 200 times from here, or 150, right? So we have a long ways to go before we get to anywhere even near this level. And I think we actually have the potential based upon how incredibly bullish the chart looks. So let's go ahead and dive right in and get into it. So this is the monthly chart of the US dollar pairing of HBAR. We will also go over the BTC pairing. Both are extremely important, and I will go over why. Now, on the US dollar pairing, let's look and see what we actually have on here. The overall structure, this is the original listing, so you have to really just ignore that. But we had a massive consolidation period, and then it just exploded upwards fairly recently. We've had a downward candle here, but as you guys can see, we have high volume on the increase, and we have lower volume on the decrease. This is actually a bullish sign because this was an impulsive movement up on high volume, and the decrease is a corrective structure because we have the lower volume. This looks very healthy. Let's go to, let's see, anything else on here I really want to annotate? I don't think so. I think we're pretty good. Let's go to the weekly chart. All right, so this is the weekly chart of HBAR. Let's go to the log chart. It makes it easier to look at everything. So on the let's see, weekly chart, what do we got? Yeah, same thing, guys. Like you guys can see, we have a massive amount of volume on the increase up here, and we have a lesser amount of volume on the decrease. So there is definitely a drop in volume over here compared to over here. That's very healthy and what you're expecting to find for a corrective structure, for an impulse and a corrective structure. Now, the next thing you want to look at is that this has been consolidating ever since around early March. Since early March, we've been in this consolidation pattern. And the longer the consolidation, the more explosive the expansion, okay? So I like this. This looks really, really good on a market structure sort of bearing here. Yeah, I like this a lot. All right, let's go with one deeper. Let's actually annotate some things real quick. That's a obvious breaker. I like this as a breaker. Up, down, no, I think that's pretty solid. I think the rest of it we can get on the lower time frame. So what I'm doing here is I'm annotating my breakers. What breakers are is whenever a price is going upward, right, and it drops back down and continues up. When it drops back down, this means that the bulls and bears are fighting, right? So the bulls are pushing this up, and this is where the bears step in and start kicking them back down. That area where they actually do fight and the other team wins a little bit, that's called a breaker because there's resistance. There's a mass clash of these two forces. And whenever you do have this fight, you expect anytime you come into those levels, there to be some sort of interaction. So if we were to drop down to this level, since this is a breaker level, that you would expect there to be a massive reaction off of here. We actually haven't had a reaction off there yet. It hasn't dropped to that point. But if we did get down at this point, I would be an instant buyer right here if I can get to it. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Let's go to the daily, see how we're looking. On the daily, the first thing I want to take notice of is this blue line. This is the 200 moving average. And as you guys see, we are currently above the 200 moving average. That is a very bullish sign. Furthermore, you guys can see when we busted above the 200 moving average because we can't get above it, hit hit it, 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 get above, but we rejected, right? And then what happened? We busted above, came back down and retested it. This was the sign to the market that, oh, here we go. We're about to go on a bull run. And that's what happened. So this 200 moving average is a very, very important level. And you guys can see that we never even got down and retested it. That means that this market is extremely bullish. Furthermore, if you compare this chart to most other altcoins, this drop is not nearly as harsh as a lot of other ones. HBAR held up really, really well in that downtrend, the massive crash that Bitcoin had on May 19th. So this as a whole looks really, really good. And when you couple in the fact that it held up really well during that drop, that's a really, really bullish signs, guys. Like super, super bullish, and I really do like it. So overall, HBAR shows a lot of strength, and I think it has a lot of potential here. So let's keep diving in, find more breakers or point of breakdowns and things of that nature. So let's see, what else we got here? Well, this right here is a very recent point of breakdown. And what that means is that this is the last up candle before a downtrend. So this is going to be a daily point of breakdown. This was a weekly breaker. This was a weekly breaker. All right, so we're above the 200 moving average. We are below this point of breakdown. So if we do get up here and try to retest this again, we would expect there to be some sort of resistance. So yeah, I think this chart's basically done as far as all the stuff I'm looking at. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm pretty content with this. Let's go to the BTC pairing, see how we're doing over there. All right, we're gonna zoom out again and start, and it's called a top-down analysis. What you do is you all the way out to the back, and then you start zooming your way back in. Now the BTC pairing is actually why I'm so bullish on this chart. The US dollar pairings looks good. The BTC pairing looks amazing, okay? And we're gonna go into that. Now, just like we did before, we are going to go ahead and look at the actual overall market structure. And as we guys can see, this was an impulse. The reason why we can tell that is because we had high volume. We had an impulse and we had some corrective structure here, right? Because it had the low volume. And whenever it started to increase again, what did we once again have? Impulse. We had a high amount of volume, and currently we have a low amount of volume. The market structure on here, the volume profile looks very healthy. I do like what I'm seeing here on the BTC pairing. Let's go to the weekly chart. Actually, no, a second. Let me go to the monthly again. That's right. I didn't want to forget this. So this was an uptrend, right? Let's see how am I do this. Uptrend. Okay. So this was an up. Right there. Okay. So this was an uptrend, and now this is the start of the downtrend. So this is the first candle of the downtrend, but this green candle right here is the fight back from the bulls. And then it continued to collapse right through. But this fight back is a breaker, so we're going to go ahead and annotate it. This is going to be a monthly. There you go, monthly breaker. Okay. And I think I'm pretty much good on this level. I think everything else looks pretty clean. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly level. I think that sort of, this is also a breaker, but it basically follows the same line as there. So I'm going to go ahead and disregard it. Not much of breakers anywhere in here, but here's the important thing I want you guys to take notice of. This is a monthly breaker, but look at how well this level interacted with it. So you have this consolidation inside of there. It fell through, came back up, retested it, but it couldn't get through there and it rejected really harshly, right? Because this monthly breaker is a very strong level of contention. So it came up here, tested it, failed, fell back down, then it busted back above it. And what happened when we came back into it? It held. This means this was a support resistance flop. So now that we've come down here and retested this, this level now becomes a major support region, and we expect it to hold it on the price on the way back up. This is very, very healthy, guys. I do like this a lot. So let's go ahead and annotate that. That's a very solid breaker. This is a solid breaker. So this is a weekly breaker. And this is a weekly breaker. Yeah, I think this both makes a lot of sense. And if you look at here, I don't see any more breakers, guys. I don't know. Do you? I don't think so. So what that means is that we are currently above the last weekly breaker. That's all we've got left here, guys. And right now, we've closed the last one above this level. This is incredibly bullish, and this is one of the main reasons as to why I am so incredibly bullish on this chart. Well, let's go ahead and zoom into the daily, see what we got. And we do have a little bit of resistance up here, but nothing too serious. We really don't have that much that's stopping us from keep on going up. This is a breaker, right? This is a daily. Oops, I can't spell right now. I still can't spell. There we are. Daily breaker. So we've bounced off here, and now we're going into here. But once we get above here, we have no additional resistance up here, guys. This is it. So once we get above here, this is going to be our final level before just a massive continuation higher. So get above here. I would imagine some sort of a retest, and then it's off the races. How high can it go? Well, we know the potential of this coin, right? We know the potential because it is so low on the market cap, right? It's all this way down here at the 53 level, right? Is there anything that's really stopping us from just accelerating up here and starting to take over some of these other coins? No, I don't see anything, guys. This coin looks extremely healthy, and this is the main reason why I do have such a large holding of HBAR. I think it looks extremely good right now because we're able to hold this weekly breaker level. So because we're above this monthly breaker, because we're above this weekly breaker and this weekly breaker, we don't have anything else really stopping us. Now, if we go to the lower time frames, we can see even more bullish signs. And this is where it gets even more crazy, guys. So let's see. Well, that's not the one I'm looking for, but this right here. Look at this. This interaction here is very important. You see how well this level is held right now. And we are just basically staying above this trend line. So is this trend line the trend line that's going to accelerate us to the upside? I don't know. But is it possible? Absolutely it is, guys. Absolutely. This looks extremely healthy. Let's take off that. Yeah, this looks extremely healthy. And maybe this might be what we need to accelerate us to the upside. Let's see. Anything else on here? I don't think so. But the key here is that we are above the 200 moving average, which means that we are bullish on the daily time frame. On this one, we are also bullish on the daily time frame. If we go to the 4-hour chart, I'll show you something else. We have this right here. From here, oops, I messed that entirely up. But from here to here, we have established another trend line, okay? Now, go to the lower time frame, I believe what it was. It was a daily. I'm trying to think exactly how I had it set up. I had it set up in a way that I was super, super happy about. Maybe this is it, actually. Maybe this is a 4-hour. Yeah, I'll go with that. So regardless, though, we do have this level right here, and we have this daily point of breakdown. So this may be making some sort of an extending triangle in order to bust it back above. I think that makes a lot of sense, and that would also coincide with our BTC pairing. So I would love to see something like this where it does hit that again, bust above here, hit that, and then acceleration upward. You know, something like that would be extremely healthy for this market, I believe. So, and as you guys see, there's just one massive consolidation. And since it has consolidated for 2.5 months, when this does break out, I think it's going to have tremendous potential to bust out and just do insane things. So if we are, let's say hypothetically, let's say we're able to get to the level of Cardano, right? ADA. Okay, that means that we're going to get 20x from this point. Yeah, there you go. Around 20x to get to this point. That would put our price target at around $4. Okay, $4 is 20 times what we are at right now. And that would be an insane amount, guys. And this right here is why I do have so much of HBAR right now. I think it has tremendous potential. So if you do not have any, I obviously am not a financial advisor and just educational, but I am absolutely buying at these levels. So yeah, I think that's basically what I want to talk about in this video. You guys can see how incredibly bullish and why I'm so bullish on this chart. If you guys want to get all my most up-to-date stuff, make sure to like, subscribe, and all that. I have a Discord link. I have my Discord link in the description of the video. So outside of that, I'm gonna let you all go. and I will see y'all in the next video. Deuces, boys.